Met her at a backyard block party by the bar. And she kept looking at me like she knew who I was. She was buzzing all over me. She was buzzing all over me. She was buzzing all over me like she fell in love.
Waiting for tonight, oh, when you would be here in my arms. Waiting for tonight, oh, I've dreamed of this love for so long. Waiting for tonight.
Met her at a backyard block party by the bar.
Waiting for tonight.
She kept looking at me like she knew who I was.
Waiting for
She was buzzing all over me. She was buzzing all over me. She was buzzing all over me like she fell in love.
Activate.
I'm in love with the four. I'm in love with the four. I got it for the Lord. I'm in love with the four. I'm in love with the four. I'm in love with the four. I got it for the Lord. Turn up. I'm in love with the four.
Some say you will love me one day, and I will wait to get your loving one day. Just say you will love me one day, and I will wait to get your loving one day.
I get those goosebumps every time. I need the Heimlich, throw that to the side. I get those goosebumps every time, yeah. When you're not around, when you throw that to the side. I get those goosebumps every time, yeah. We gon' do some things you can't relate. Yeah, cause we from a place you cannot stay. Or you can't go, or I don't know. Or back the fuck up off me.
Don't say a word while we dance with the devil. You brought a fire to a world so cold. We're out of time on a highway to never. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Don't say a word while we dance with the devil. You brought a fire to a world so cold. We're out of time on a highway to never. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on.
I'm gonna pop some tags. Only got $20 in my pocket. I'm hunting, looking for a come up. This is fucking awesome. I'm gonna pop some tags. Only got $20 in my pocket. I'm hunting, looking for a come up. This is fucking awesome.
We're out of time on a highway to never. Hold on, hold on, hold on.
This is fucking awesome.
Wanna get a mansion, a jacuzzi, a theater to watch my movies, couple whips and lots of fancy things. The kids they call the Goonies. See the future, crystal ball, mirror, mirror hanging on the wall. Who the fly swipe for you of them all? Got your girlfriend screaming all the calls. She bubbling, we fucking and you cuddling. Like baby, where the fuck you been? I wanna tell you she in love with him. So we ain't saying nothing. You could probably tell she bluffing. Then she kissed you with the mouth. She gave me head with my concussion.
And we can't stop, and we won't stop. Can't you see it's me who own the night? Can't you see it's me who bout that life? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you know what it is. Everything I do, yeah, I do it big. Yeah, screaming that's done. When I pulled off the lot, that's done.
Candy paint with the white on top. Lambo doors or the woo up drop top. If you busy plotting on what I got, kick in your door and swat you
And
out.
we can't stop, and we won't stop. We run things, things don't run me. Don't take nothing from nobody. Yeah, yeah.
Good morning.
Mr. West, Mr. Fresh, Mr. By himself, he's so impressed. I mean, damn, did you even see the test? You got D's, motherfucker D's. Those are for real.
You cut me open and I keep bleeding, keep bleeding, love. I keep bleeding, I keep bleeding, love. Keep bleeding, keep bleeding, love. You cut me open. 'Cause I'm in the stars tonight. So we bring down fire, setting our light. Shining through the city with a little focus on. So the light it up like dynamite. Na 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 na. Life is dynamite. Na 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 na. Life is dynamite. Skip up on the baby, keep on.
I'm here live. I'm not a cat.
Cause I'm just a teenage dirtbag, baby. Yeah, I'm just a teenage dirtbag, baby. Listen to Iron Maiden, baby. With light it up like dynamite.
Some nights I stay up, cashing in my bad luck. Some nights I call it a draw. Some nights I wish that my lips could build a castle. Some nights I wish they just fall off.
And then she asked me how we got here. I told her I don't know. And if you keep on asking, I'll just keep saying so. This isn't what I wanted, it isn't what you need. Or let them keep on talking. Just calm yourself and touch me, baby, anymore. Touch me, baby, anymore. You know this happens every time. Touch me, baby, anymore.
Everywhere to me. And when I close my eyes, it's you I see. You're everything I know that makes me believe I'm not alone. I'm not alone. If I die young, bury me inside, lay me down on a bed of roses, sink me in the river at dawn, send me away with the words of a love song.
When you see my face, hope it gives you hell, hope it gives you hell. When you walk my way, hope it gives you hell, hope it gives you hell. If you find a man that's worth a damn and treats you well, then he's a fool, you're just as well, hope it gives you hell.
If I die young, bury me inside, lay me down on a bed of roses, sink me in the river at dawn, send me away with the words.
Hope it gives you.
We did it, Joe.
Fuck being on some chill shit. We gon' 0 to 100, nigga, real quick. They be on that rapid pay the bill shit. And I don't feel that shit, not even a little bit. Oh lord, know yourself, know your worth, nigga. My actions getting louder than my words, nigga. I ain't so I was still slow down to earth, nigga. Niggas wanna do it, we can do it on the turf, nigga. Oh lord, I'm the rookie in the vet. Shout out to the bitches I ain't holding down the set. All up in my phone looking at pictures from the other night. She gon' be upset if she keeps scrolling to the left now. She gon' see some shit that she don't wanna see. She ain't ready for it. If I ain't the greatest, then I'm headed for it. Yeah, that mean I'm way up. Yeah, the 60 friendly, this is where I lay up.
Oh, you got a fast car. I wanted to get to anywhere. Maybe we'll make a deal. Maybe together we can get somewhere. Any place is better. Starting from zero, got nothing to lose. Maybe we'll make something. Me, myself, I got nothing to prove.
Put your hand in mine. You know that I want to be with you all the time. You know that I won't stop until I make you mine. You know that I won't stop until I make you mine. Until I make you mine. Put your hand in mine. until I make you mine.
Ride fast car. I got plans to get us out of here. Baby, we're all so bad. Me, myself, I got nothing to prove.
They say she's in class 18, stuck in her daydream. Been this way since 18, but lately her face seems slowly sinking, wasting, crumbling like pastries. They scream until I make you mine.
Don't you hesitate. Girl, put your records on. Tell me your favorite song. You go ahead, let your head down. Sapphire and faded jeans. I hope you get your dreams. Just go ahead, let your head down. Girl, put your records on. Tell me your favorite song. You go ahead, let your head down. Sapphire and faded jeans. I hope you get your dreams.
We gonna sweep this under the carpet. I hope that I can turn back the time to make it all alright for us. I promise to build a new world for us two, with you in the middle. And I think I just died. I think I just died. Yeah, I think I just died. I think I just died. I went to heaven. Cause all the kids are depressed. Nothing ever makes sense. I'm not feeling alright. Staying up till sunrise and hoping shit is okay. Pretending we know things. I don't know what happened. My natural reaction is that we're scared.
But I remember Cotton Eye Joe. I've been married a long time ago. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe? But I remember Cotton Eye Joe. I've been married a long time ago. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe?
So I guess we're scared. Take it a minute, why don't we go? Talk about it somewhere on the window. This could be the end of everything. So why don't we go somewhere on the window?
I'ma show you how to get it. It go right foot up, left foot slide, left foot up, right foot slide. Basically, I'm saying either way, we bout to slide. Hey, can't let this one slide.
Hey, Miss Mother, can I? Hey, Miss Mother, can I? Beg you to stay if I take my life? Oh.
They see me rolling, they hating, patrolling and trying to catch me riding dirty, 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 trying to catch me riding dirty. My music's so loud, I'm swinging. They hoping that they gon' catch me riding dirty, trying to catch me riding dirty, trying to catch me riding dirty, trying to catch me riding.
Okay, it's childish, can't be no homegirl, drop it like the NASDAQ. Move white girls like it's coke up my ass crack. Move black girls, cause man, fuck it, I'll do either. I love pussy, I love bitches, dude, I should be running Peter in Adidas with some short shorts. B-O-O all over me, my green is where it's supposed to be. Your green is in my grocery. This Asian dude, I stole his girl and now he got that Coachy beat. My dick is like an accent mark, it's all about the over ease.
Now suddenly you're asking for it back. Could you tell me where'd you get the nerve? Yeah, you could say you miss all that we had, but I don't really care how bad it hurts when you broke me. I'm gonna soak up the sun. I'm gonna tell everyone to light it.
we should go somewhere. You choose, I don't care. As long as you're right here, stay next to me, yeah. We can barely stand, and we all don't know this band. I'll move, just hold my hand, stay next to me. I think there's too many random bodies dancing near us. If he's a call, we'll let you call us. All the other kids with the pumped up kicks, you better run.
Da Vinci?
I said my face on ass tight, crack, circle, shack, hype, jury on flashlight. I been listening last night, hit him with that good, make a nigga act right. Broke boys don't deserve a pussy, I know that. If it's up, then it's up, then it's up, then it's stuck. If it's up, then it's up, then it's up, then it's stuck. Up, then it's up, if it's up, then it's stuck. If it's up, then it's up, then it's up, then it's stuck.
It just takes some time, little girl, you're in a little out the ride. Everything will be just fine. Everything will be alright, alright. It just takes some time, little girl, you're in a little out the ride. Everything will be just fine. Everything will be alright, alright. 1, 2, 3, go. Break your hands to another one you love, go. Let it bang, let it bang, let it bang. 1, 2, 3, go. Break your hands to another one you love, go. Let it bang, let it bang, let it bang.
Alabama, Arkansas, I do have my mind, but not the way that I do love you.
Well, holy moly, me oh my, you're the apple of my eye. Girl, I've never loved one like you. Oh, let me come home. Home is wherever I'm with you.
Because my loneliness is killing me. And I must confess, I still believe. When I'm not with you, I lose my mind. Give me a sign. Let me, baby, one more time.
Let me come home.
Home is wherever I'm with you, baby, one more time.
Let me come home.
Home is wherever I'm with me, baby, one more time.
I said, ooh, I'm blinded by the lights. Oh, I can't sleep until I feel your touch. I said, ooh, I'm drowning in the night. Oh, but I'm like this for one night.
But it was not your fault but mine, and it was your heart on the line. I really fucked it up this time, didn't I, my dear?
Put it on a necklace, keeping it 'cause I know that it's mine. I wear it like a message, so I don't forget it. Keeping it 'cause I know that it's mine. I know that it's mine no matter what I do. I know that it's mine whether I win or lose. And even though my heart needs to take its time, I know that it's mine. I know that it's mine. That's no mouse, that's my brother.
I can see you in my head, I can see you in my bed, I can see you doing all those things we used to do instead. All the fights at 2 a.m. when you knew I was your man. The only thing I'm thinking about, I really gotta hold on.
I got guns in my head and they won't go. Spirits in my head and they won't go. I got guns in my head and they won't go. Spirits in my head and they won't go.
Come on, I know that I can't say no more. It ain't no lie. I wanna see you out that door, baby. Bye bye bye, baby. Bye bye bye, baby. You may hate me, but it ain't no lie, baby. Bye bye.
So there you go. Oh, can't make a wife out of a hoe. Oh, I'll never
find the words to say I'm sorry, but I'm scared to be alone. You cut out a piece of me, and now I bleed internally. Left here without you, without you. Baby, bye, bye, bye.
Saying things I've never said, doing things I've never done.
You can never say never, while we don't know it. Time and time again, younger now than we were before. Don't let me go, don't let me go, don't let me go. I'm done, so done. I'm done with all the games you play. I'm numb, so numb. I'm numb for all the pain you bring. I'm trying to figure this all out for myself. I don't need you or nobody else. I'm done, so done, so done, so done, so done, so done. I'm done. My guy pretty like a girl, and he got 5 stories to tell. I see both sides like Chanel, see on both sides like Chanel. Women like screw water, eating like I'm underworld. Had my tattoos in Shibuya, police think I'm of the underworld.
Shut your mouth, baby, stand and deliver. Holy hands, make me a sinner. Like a river, like a river. Shut your mouth.
sides like Chanel. See on both sides like Chanel.
Like a river, like a river.
See both sides like Chanel. See on both sides like Chanel.
Shut your mouth and run me like a river. I know we weren't perfect, but I've never felt this way for no one, for no one. And I just can't imagine how you could be so okay now that I'm gone. Yes, you didn't mean what you brought in the song about me.
Just lose control, ride it, my soul, ride it, baby.
That if I tell everyone how I made this money, that it's going to affect me in any sort of way. AMD, if we get a quick little pop above $12, I'm thinking about maybe a quick little short over on AMD. Finger on the trigger to lock in profits when it starts moving back on up. Here we go. Nice job. Let's take it. $979 in profit. Look at this spike, baby. Taking some gains right off the top right here. 124,000. You just got to know what you're doing. 200. Every single person can be successful. Dollars in profit! There's no reason for you not to become a full-time trader. Now we're currently up $2,100. Let's just keep it going even more. I want every single person. Now we're up $2,500. Now we're going up to $117.40. It's not like it's a competition. It's if I tell you how I was able to do this, go out, make that money, make a killer, and let's all absolutely crush it together. Baby, let's see this thing keep unfolding even farther here. We're up $1,100 within the first 5 minutes of the day. I'm feeling absolutely fantastic. Join bell curve. Join bell curve. I can get dirty money, join bell curve. Second day shot, so get the curve.
I just died in your arms tonight. It must have been something you said.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're back. We're back. We are getting ourselves prepared. We're getting ourselves moving. We're getting ourselves awake. We're getting ourselves up. We have profits to be made, a market ready to be traded, and you're looking at a man right now ready to get sexually active in the stock market. Traders, ADXN, SPY, NVDA, all plays that we want to be looking at this market today. Happy Tuesday, if I may add. Coming at you a little hot. Ready to rock and roll. I mean, how could you not be fired up on this day? How could you not wake up with a little bit of enthusiasm? How could you not wake up with a little bit of passion? Passion. It's the word of the day, people. Write it on down. P-A-S-S-H-I-O-N. Passion. It's going to be a big one. Traders, we got to go over it all. We got to make sure every single person knows exactly what to be trading on this day. And that's my job. To make sure that you guys are confident when you guys are trading. That's my job. To make sure you guys have an exact plan on what to do. That's my job. To make sure that you people are coming out green. So if you guys are fired up on this day, if you guys are ready, hit me over in the chat room right now with a good morning. Hit me over in the chat room right now with a good old Dekmar trades. Ow! Let me know you're here. Let me know you're excited. Smash that thumbs on up over on the YouTube page right now so that we're all set, ready to go on this day. All right, woosah, okay, woosah, okay. Traders, let's talk about it all. I got a lot to talk about here. Turning off the music, getting ourselves prepared. So we have a couple plays that we want to be looking at. A little bit of ENSC, ADXN, TRIB, SMFL. These are the top stocks in the small micro cap world that are standing out to us. But before we get to the small micro cap world, we do want to be taking a look over on the S&P 500. Now the S&P 500 at this time is starting to turn. The S&P 500 at this time is starting to get a little bit weaker. The S&P 500 is starting to drop on down. Now, every single person needs to be aware of what is currently happening over on the S&P 500. So what everyone needs to do, go over to Fox Runner, click news alerts over in Fox Runner, and then let's scroll on down and you can see everything you need to know about the S&P 500 today. So let's break this on down to make sure every single trader is all set, ready to go. It says the S&P 500, what are you waiting for? The Dow Jones Industrial Average hit a new record high and closed at record highs on Monday. The 30 stock index closed at 65.44 points after rallying more than 200 points earlier in the day. The S&P 500 and Nasdaq didn't fare as well, falling 0.32%. Traders appear to be favoring other sectors in the market and rotating out of tech and AI darling Nvidia, closed down 2.3% ahead of its earnings due on Wednesday afternoon. I think there's little angst in the technology sector about the upcoming Nvidia earnings. So right now, traders, just a little heads on up. We're already talking about tomorrow's Nvidia earnings. Nvidia, which is the darling of artificial intelligence, which is basically when you look at artificial intelligence, how is AI doing? You take a look at Nvidia. It is more than a stock now. It is now like an ETF. If Nvidia is up, AI is up. If Nvidia is down, AI is down. And that's basically the way that traders are gauging how artificial intelligence is basically doing. Sure, Nvidia is one company. It's not an ETF. But the way traders see it is almost like, hey, you know what? If Nvidia's up, AI's up. If again, Nvidia's down, AI is down. And that's the way a lot of people are perceiving it. So tomorrow, we do have Nvidia's earnings. And that is what everyone is waiting for. So it says right here, stocks are trying to find a stable footing after a brutal start to the month. Investors have grown more optimistic after the Federal Chairman Jerome Powell signaled on Friday that the central bank's next move will be to cut the interest rates. Now, we will see by how much they're going to be cutting interest rates. We'll be seeing if it's going to be 0.25%, if it'll be at 0.5%, how many times are they going to be cutting? So our next Fed's meeting, in this, I believe it is the third week in September, September 17th, that is when we will be getting these interest rate cuts. So let's get excited about that. So it says, what is the SPY waiting for to break towards these new highs? Because when we take a look over on the S&P 500, we are right next to these record highs. Why won't the S&P 500 just break on out? Why won't the S&P 500 just spike on up towards new highs? It is right there. So what's the issue? It says it's waiting for Nvidia's earnings, which is going to be on Wednesday afternoon, tomorrow. So, Nvidia stock has turned increasingly volatile as investors look for any sign that large cloud providers are showing a change in appetite for artificial intelligence. The chipmaker has been on the primary beneficiary of the AI boom and is poised to report a fourth straight quarter of triple-digit revenue growth. Wall Street will be particularly focused on the forecast as year-over-year comparison gets more difficult. So, traders, this is what every single trader is focusing on at this time. Everyone's waiting for the Nvidia earnings coming out tomorrow. Investors are eager to see earnings from top artificial intelligence beneficiary Nvidia on Wednesday. Shares of the semiconductor firm closed more than 2% lower yesterday in after-hours trading. Nvidia has become a key bellwether, and AI more broadly, investors will look towards it on its earnings. So let's just break down the SPY right now so you guys have a full understanding of what you should really be focused on when it comes on down to the S&P 500. It says the S&P 500 is currently sitting only $5 away from its record highs. That's very close. A $5 run could easily happen in one day, but there is an issue. Investors are hesitant to buy before Nvidia's earnings, which is set to report tomorrow afternoon. Nvidia is more than a stock at this point. As I was just saying, investors see it more as an ETF, which represents how the entire artificial intelligence market is currently doing. The artificial intelligence boom has been the #1 reason over the past 2 years as to why we have seen the markets climb so rapidly. So in the simplest terms, guys, if Nvidia has good earnings tomorrow, we can expect to see cheering on Wall Street. We can expect to see new record highs. We could see the magnificent 7 stocks be able to push the market on up. But if Nvidia does not reach analyst expectations tomorrow, be ready for a pullback in the market, as this would be the first time Nvidia has missed in over 1.5 years. A bad earnings could bring even more fear into this market. People would be concerned about the AI outlook future. People would be saying, oh man, is there an upcoming recession? We just had those talks in early August as the market crashed on down. So, as for today, understand that the SPY will most likely consolidate after finding its bottom. If you're looking for a dip buy, look into the low 558 area and a bounce back on up to 561. So basically today, guys, I'm not expecting anything too crazy out of the S&P 500. Right? When it comes on down to the S&P 500 here today, we have the answer. We understand what's happening here. We know that the S&P 500 is right next to record highs. We know that yesterday we didn't really get too much action. We know today we're probably not going to get too much action. And why is that? Because everyone's a little bit nervous on what's going to be happening coming on up with Nvidia. If Nvidia has bad earnings, it's going to drag this market on down. Fear is going to happen. People are going to be concerned. If Nvidia has good earnings, guess what? It's going to spike its way on up. Now, there is something very important that we need to be talking about right here and right now. Okay? So, what is the very important thing that traders are going to be looking at this moment? All right, so let me just get a couple notes right here that I have. All right, perfect. Boom, bang, get it. So, we all know Nvidia's earnings is going to be the talk of the town tomorrow night. Now, if Nvidia has good earnings, expect to see the S&P 500 hit those record highs. But there's going to be one major key that might hurt Nvidia. And the major key that might hurt Nvidia is that for the last 4 earnings reports, it has always had a 100% increase on its revenue. Now think about how difficult this is to sustain. If we had a 100% increase, then another quarter goes by, another 100% increase, then another quarter goes by, another 100% increase, another quarter goes by, and now we are coming on up. Are we going to be able to keep up this insane growth on Nvidia? So tomorrow, we might only have a 20% grow. We might only have 40%. And even though that is good, even though that is positive, guess what? People are still going to be upset, and that could lead towards Nvidia dropping on down. Because we could have a great positive result, but if it is not to Nvidia's standard, it still might get a lot of backlash and fade and fall. So that's the issue with the current situation that Nvidia is currently sitting in. It has come out with such strong revenues over the last 4 quarters, it's going to be very difficult to be able to continue with those strong quarters. So if we have a 100% increase, then we have another 100% increase, and another 100% increase, and then another 100% increase. And now traders are saying to themselves, oh yeah, let's get ready for this AI hype to continue to keep on going. And maybe again tomorrow we only have a 35% increase. Now guys, it's not a bad earnings report. There's nothing wrong with this, but it's not doing what it's done before. And even though that's positive, it's still leading towards upset traders. Oh man, we only increased 35%. That could actually lead to the stock going on down. So if you see a positive earnings report tomorrow and Nvidia ends up crashing, it's most likely because it has a positive earnings, but it's not living up to the expectations that Nvidia has set for itself over the past year. So that's the toughest problem with Nvidia. It's been so good. It's been so great that at some point it's not going to be able to live up to the hype, to the money that it's been making, to this insane value that it's been able to gain over the past year. It would almost be like, for a different example, guys, imagine you were having a Sweet 16 party, okay? You're having a Sweet 16, and your dad says, I promise I am going to give you a big pop star. There's going to be a pop star who's going to perform at your Sweet 16. And you're sitting there and you're saying, is it Justin Bieber? Is again Justin Bieber coming? I would love to have Justin Bieber come to it. Yeah, and then you tell all your friends. You say to yourself, oh yeah, Justin Bieber's coming. Justin Bieber's going to be coming to my Sweet 16. And all of a sudden on Sweet 16, it's not Justin Bieber. Maybe it's someone else. Maybe it's Justin Timberlake. Okay? You might be extremely upset. Now, why are you extremely upset? Because you thought it was going to be Justin Bieber, but instead you got Justin Timberlake. So you're upset. Hey, guys, in all reality, Justin Timberlake came to a party. That's pretty cool. But at the same time, it's not, again, what you wanted. It's not, again, the expectations that you set for yourself. So you could be upset with even incredible news. And that's the issue that Nvidia has set on itself, is that it's been performing too well, that at some point it is going to be unrealistic to actually reach its news, to reach that area. So that's why at this time, guys, the S&P 500 is going to have a lot of trouble. Throughout probably today and tomorrow, it's going to consolidate as investors don't really know which way this is going to be going. Now, let's again think about it on both sides. If Nvidia has bad earnings, guys, if Nvidia has bad earnings, what do you think, or where do you guys think Nvidia is going to be going on down towards? If Nvidia comes out with bad earnings, could we drop all the way back on down towards like $100? If Nvidia comes out with bad earnings, could we possibly be seeing this thing fade all the way down towards the 200-day moving average? Or if it comes out with bad earnings, are people going to say, well, hey, it's still, again, a great company. It's only going to come on down towards around 120. But no matter what you are thinking, no matter the idea that you are gauging, when Nvidia does come out with its earnings, it's either going to be that rip on up towards 140, 150, or probably a drop back on down towards around like 115, 110. Tomorrow is going to be a huge time, and I know so many traders are getting ready for this. I know so many traders are focused on this. So many traders are asking themselves, hey, you know what's going to be coming out with Nvidia? Now, the other big thing that a lot of people are looking at is they're saying, is there any big sell orders over on Nvidia? Well, traders, I will say this. Throughout 2024, there has not been one buy order from insiders over on Nvidia. So if you take a look at this, there has not been one person selling, all the way on through. No, not one person from inside of the Nvidia company has been buying. Now, is that concerning? Well, sometimes, again, you do have to exercise your options. Sometimes you're exercising your prices. You do have these inside shares. But is it concerning that we're not seeing any entries? If we go over towards NVDA and we type in NVDA to see all the Form 4 filings, let's just see here. We have NVDA. We have Monday, August 12th. Monday, August 8th. Wednesday, July 31st. Monday, June 29th. Let's just see what some of these Form 4s are. Okay, I just want to open some of these right here. So I'm going to click some of these. I'm going to open them on up. They're popping up on my other monitor right now. And let's just see out of these that we have at this moment. Okay, these are all the earnings that we just have. Is anyone buying? So we do have the president right here. This is the CEO at this time. Take a look at what we have. Is this concerning to you that the CEO of NVDA is saying at this time, we are disposing shares? Look at this, traders. This is what is so scary going on up. We have Jensen Huang, who is the president and CEO of Nvidia. Now you can see right here, he is disposing. A stands for acquire, D stands for disposing, and he's disposing at 76,000, 76,000, 76,000, 76,000. He's getting rid of his shares at this price. Let's see again this one. What do we have right here? Again, the president and CEO. We have it here as well. And guess what? It's disposing. This man right now is selling off shares. President and CEO. This is another one right here. You can see disposing. Let's go to another one. This right here, president and CEO. Take a look. This man at this moment is selling so many shares. That is something that definitely makes me very nervous. So the last Form 4 filings that have come on out, and we could see them all right here. We had a Form 4 filing back on Monday, August 12th. We had it back on August 8th. We had it on Wednesday, July 31st, Monday, July 29th, Thursday, July 25th, Tuesday, July 23rd. They are all from right here, the CEO disposing shares that he owns. Does that make you confident going forward? Does that make you confident going into Nvidia's earnings in the future here? You guys can get all this information. All this information right here is over on Foxrunner. Click the insider page and you guys can see all this. So just a little heads on up. So if you guys want to see it, just click the insiders and you guys will be able to see all this information. But that makes me nervous as an investor. That makes me say, hey, you know what? I'm seeing the CEO dump all these shares at around these highs right now. I'm seeing the CEO at this time say to myself, hey, he's getting out. That doesn't make me, feel good about what's coming on up. That doesn't, again, make me feel good about, what we're seeing at this moment. So when I take a look over on Nvidia, that is very scary. That is an issue that I have, of course, with the earnings going into tomorrow. Let's think about that and what could be coming on up here next. So traders, what else do we want to be focused on with this day? Well, other than that, we have covered again the S&P 500. We have covered Nvidia at this moment. What do we have with some of these other plays? ADXN, TRIB, SMFL. Well, to be frank with you guys, SMFL is fading on down. To be frank with you guys, TRIB right here is fading on down. The best play that I see at this moment, which is a legitimate play, is ADXN. ADXN is at $12 per share. It has less than 1 million in float. It's up 60% at this time. This stock is doing great. So scroll on down and we can actually see it right here. ADXN has the best news this morning. If you guys do want to read into some of these other ones, we do have SMFL at this time. SMFL has been fading and falling. You guys can read a little bit more into SMFL right there. And then there is TRIB. But both these plays right here have been fading and falling. So TRIB is not really doing anything that we absolutely love, but if you want more information on it, it's right here. Same exact thing with, of course, SMFL. It's right here. But let's focus on the stock that actually has probably the best potential to be able to break on out, and that's going to be ADXN. So ADXN has the best news this morning. It says ADXN and again this other company, Endeavor, select clinical candidates from its GAAP positive allostritic modular research collaboration. So basically what we have here, guys, is we have a partnership. We have a collaboration. We have two companies working together. And that is what's bringing in some great hype. That's what's bringing in this great momentum. So it says ADXN is our favorite spiker this morning at 8 a.m. Eastern time. ADXN has jumped 46% after the catalyst has been released this morning. The catalyst is another word for news. This stock is currently the quickest mover in the pre-market and the strongest, as we already have seen a $3.50 gain. ADXN is now above the 50-day moving average and its 200-day moving average on the daily chart. This stock also has a gap to fill to $14. ADXN has less than 1 million in float, which will help it accelerate if the spike happens. So ADXN, credible news. ADXN under 1 million in float. ADXN $10 support. ADXN room to run to $14. ADXN one of the best movers this morning. Now a little heads on up, guys. For anyone who does not know, low floats equal large spikes. SMFL also had a low float. But just a little heads on up, if you guys don't know, the float is simply the supply of shares available to the public to trade on a specific stock. When there's a low supply and high demand, we can easily see new highs. This is what's happening on what we can actually take a look over on ADXN. Low float stocks are known to have the most reward, but also the most risk. High alert. If SMFL can break through the 50-day moving average today at 212, this would lead to the breakout. So it would be high alert over on ADXN, as again, this one continues to move itself on up and does have room to run, gap to fill to $14. Let's take a look at what that means. What does that mean, guys? What does it mean when we have a gap to fill to $14? Well, the big thing that I want you guys to realize is that when we spike on up here, we have a spike, came on up towards right around the $13.75 mark. You can also see right here, we have right around like that $14 mark. You can see we have this old bounce area right at $14. So it's just top resistance, bottom of the candle before the sell-off. So really what we have at this moment, traders, is when we want to say, okay, how much room does this stock have to run? We know that there is basically all this room, right? Here's basically what we mean by gap to fill. Let me turn off the indicator so you guys can see, is that when we have this, we have kind of this like downtrend. We had this big gap on down, and now we have this downtrend. We are back inside this gap area. We are back inside this channel area where really we have the gap to fill until the old top here, and again, the area before the sell-off. So we have, we were underneath this resistance line, and now we have this gap to fill all the way up towards around $14. So ADXN with only 1 million in float, ADXN with good credible collaboration news, ADXN with, again, this play does have room to run up to 14. I would definitely say watch this one on high watch and high alert at the start of the day. So those are some of my favorite plays that I'm looking at. We have ADXN as a top dog. We do have S&P 500 waiting for Nvidia. And there are two other plays, which are SMFL, that you guys can continue to keep your eyes peeled on. Again, a breakdown of subscription is right here. And then you guys can see TRIB, same exact thing. As for, again, all the news on the day, I think really the hottest play is ADXN. ADXN, 3-star press release, talks about the word positive and collaboration. So we know ADXN is the best press release today by far. There's not really anything else that is, even touching it. PETO did have a press release this morning, or PETV, but it's really ADXN, 3-star press release, has the hype, has the momentum, has the action. That's where, again, traders are currently sitting, and that's where traders are currently focused on. Just a little heads on up so that you guys are all good. All right? Now, let's again continue to see what is going to be happening next over on these plays. I am going to be looking at, I like to see the S&P 500. S&P 500, I would like to see a pullback, maybe back on down into the 557s for a dip buy. So guys, personally for myself, I don't think the S&P 500 is going to have any sort of monster mega crashes. I think the S&P 500 is going to find some sort of like consolidation today. I would love to see a nice pullback, a nice dump, and then get in for a nice bounce play, make again $1,000 plus on the day. That's what I always like to shoot for. So I want to get ourselves prepared, get ourselves ready to rock and roll, get all this on up here at this time, make sure that we're all dialed on in, bring this on over, switch this on out. Nice, nice, nice. Man, we got a big day ahead. Yesterday, for anyone who was not here, we made just shy of $500 yesterday. It was a good solid day of trading. Again, we know that we don't have a crazy amount of volume. We know we don't have a crazy amount of action right now, but we do have, we are getting ready for Nvidia earnings, which is going to be the biggest thing. All right, right now, traders, we do have the S&P 500. Market is about to open on up. It's actually alive right now. I do just want to see what the S&P 500 is going to be doing here. I'm keeping my eyes peeled. I'm just kind of looking around. Right now, S&P 500. Guys, let's wake up here today, baby. Let's get excited. Let's get ready to go. You guys tell me right now. Put a little background music on or not? Little couple beats, yes or no? I always like to just get a little, get myself moving and grooving on this Tuesday morning. Get myself, again, ready to rock and roll. See where, again, the attention and action is going to be at. Right now, S&P 500, always staying alert. S&P 500, always staying ready. S&P 500, I'm just absolutely dialed on in on this day. Everyone take a couple breaths. Everyone make sure that we're all set, ready to go. ADXN, guys, ADXN starting to get a little bit of hype. Remember, this is the other play. If you are jumping in on ADXN, you have a $14 target, okay? If you are jumping in on ADXN, you have a $14 target. Little heads up for every single person. That's where you guys want to be focusing on. $14. So $14 target deck. What if you want to get involved on the S&P 500? S&P 500, take a little bit of a step back. Let's go back to a 30-minute time frame here for a second. 30-minute time frame over on the S&P 500. I'm going to switch this over into a full screen, and let's just see if there's like some sort of like beautiful, perfect bounce play. I like connecting dots sometimes. See if there's anything that's just going to stand on out to me and make me again giggle. Get myself excited. Guys, right here, I'm watching. I'm thinking this would be the best area. What do you guys think about this? Take a look at this 30-minute uptrend. We have a bounce play, bounce play, bounce play, bounce play. Here's a bounce play. Haven't touched this trend line in a while. This would be at the price of $556.91. So we basically need about a $2 drop. Now, could that happen? Absolutely. You know, right around 557 would be the best entry price. So that's what we're going to be looking for to see if we can get that. Now, Dek, what if it comes on down to like 557, 40, 557, 30? Can we enter? Absolutely. You can definitely look to enter anywhere underneath 557.40 or anywhere underneath 557.50. So anywhere underneath that area, this is going to be some good areas for some dip buys. So I'm just looking for dip buy area, and then saying to myself, hey, that's most likely going to be the next best opportunity for a dip buy. So all I'm trying to do, guys, is play the chart. Play the chart, say to myself, all right, hey, we got a game plan now. So how simple was that? How easy is that I was able to just develop a game plan and say, oh yeah, hey, this makes sense. Hey, this is perfect. So SPY, game plan for calls. Guys, S&P 500's got a little reversal right back on down as well. I'll probably be entering anything underneath 557.50. Underneath 557.50, I think there's a lot of opportunity for us to be able to make this money. Came on down to 558.79 there for a second. At 10 o'clock today, I do know as well, traders, 10 o'clock today, we do have some sort of data. Like, let me see what data we have here. Some business data, some data. So 10 o'clock, we do have data. Taking a look at the U.S. economic calendar. Tuesday, consumer confidence. Consumer confidence we are going to be watching. So Tuesday right here, consumer confidence. Tuesday. S&P 500. Be watching to see what we got. We got ADXN. ADXN traders is still looking for that $14 touch. Let me ask the chat room right now. Out of our, again, day traders, out of the traders that are here looking for these micro cap plays, out of these people that are saying, hey, Dek, I'm eager to jump on in. Anyone in right now on ADXN for the gap to fill the $14? Anyone in right now saying, hey, Dek, I'm in on ADXN at this moment? So if you are in, understand $14 is still your target. $14 is still your target if you guys are interested on this play. Now, you always have to remember, the closer you get to $14, the stronger resistance is going to be. The closer you get to $14, again, more of the trouble that you guys are going to be having. So this is going to be extremely important, extremely crucial to us as traders. We are waiting, we are watching, we're seeing what's going to be coming on up here. ADXN, a little bit of a pullback. And really all it comes on down to for myself at this moment is, again, the S&P 500. S&P 500, want to see if we are going to be able to get that fade. Want to see if the S&P 500 is still going to be able to get that drop back on down and be able to get that, big true weakness that we're all looking for. Also posted this team last night. Some entries over on PLTR. PLTR traders, just a little heads on up, is hands down my favorite company, my favorite investment for a long-term trade. This is not, again, for a short term. This would be more for a long-term trade. This is something that I think is going to be absolutely huge. I think this is Nvidia 5 years ago. That's what I think it is. I think this is Nvidia 5 years ago. I think that this is buying Google or Apple in the year of 1999. I think that this is, buying Amazon in 2000. Like, I think that this is going to be a massive company over the next 10 to 15 15 years. So this is one of my go-to absolute favorite companies. If you are interested in getting involved over in PLTR, the best area, I just broke it on down to make your life easy. Avoid entering $27 plus, as there is a great chance of a reversal at these highs. Prime entries to new investors will be $25 or lower. So if you want to get involved over on PLTR, you can see over the past, again, since the company started back in 2020, 2021, you can see we've always had a lot of trouble right around $27. $27 has been rejected. $27 has been rejected. $27 has been rejected. But usually we get bounce plays right around $20. Bounce play at 20. Bounce play at 20. Bounce play at 20. Then a little sell-off. Then again, you can see how we've been in this uptrend the last 3 months. The last 3 months, we've been uptrending over on PLTR, where we do have top resistance, bounce play, top resistance, bounce play, and then we're starting to bounce again off $20. I think the best opportunity for you to be able to get filled is somewhere right around 20 bucks. The worst place you can get in on is anywhere above 30 bucks. I think a great, happy medium would be 25, 26, 24, 23, and try to build some sort of cost basis over on PLTR around that area. So I am going to be jumping in on PLTR, but I'm going to be waiting until $25 or lower. So the thing is, this is my favorite company. This is my favorite long-term investment. This is my favorite stock that I like. And at the same time, traders, tomorrow's a massive day. Now, again, why is tomorrow a massive day? Because tomorrow, if we have bad news over on Nvidia, I think that this is going to most likely start turning and falling over the next week or so. This is going to start fading and falling over the next 2 weeks. So I definitely want you guys to keep your eyes peeled over on PLTR, and I want you guys to keep your eyes peeled over on Nvidia if you guys are super interested over on this play. Now, I went into an entire rant yesterday. If you guys are asking, why do I like, PLTR so much? I'll give you guys the most simple breakdown and just the most simple, easiest answer for anyone who was not here. For anyone who was not here, really the easiest answer to understand on why I like this so much, let me again just kind of grab this picture here, is let me grab this, show you guys what I like here. Awesome. So, for anyone who does not know, why I like PLTR so much is you need to understand that AI is going to be around forever. This is not a little tiny trend. Artificial intelligence will be around forever. But what most people do not understand is there will be cycles of AI. Do you guys remember in crypto, Bitcoin, there were cycles of when there's hot bull runs, cycles of when it's slowed on down. In real estate, in housing, there are cycles. There are cycles when things are super hot, and there are cycles where no one wants to be able to be purchasing whatsoever. In the stock market, there are cycles. The S&P 500, we have, again, massive runs, bull runs, and we have times where things are falling back on down. Same exact thing with artificial intelligence. There are and there will be cycles. But a lot of people don't realize that. A lot of people say to themselves, oh, artificial intelligence, I love it. But what would the only thing that we have seen so far when we actually think about it is the artificial intelligence cycle of the hardware. The hardware cycle has been the only cycle that we have actually seen so far. And what's the hardware? Where the hardware is Nvidia to buy Nvidia. The reason why Nvidia has gone absolutely crazy is why? Because they supply the chips. You want to form AI? You want to have artificial intelligence in your company? You want to be able to grow? Well, guess what? You need to at least have a foundation. You have to at least have a starting point. And what's the starting point is getting a chip. So Nvidia is the hardware. Now, since we have gone through this cycle, you must understand that there are going to be multiple more cycles of now we have the hardware. Well, now we're also going to have software. We have all these chips. What are companies now going to do with them? Well, they got to be able to build something on top of them. They need to use artificial intelligence software to be able to now make money, and they will then provide the service. So we just went through the insane hardware phase. Software, as you can see, is actually going to be the bigger part of artificial intelligence. You could sell, again, all these chips. Sell the chips, sell the chips, sell the chips. But again, who develops the software and what software is the most used is what's actually going to turn into that multi-billion, trillion-dollar company. So as we could see right here, we could see that hardware is the big thing in 2022, 2023, 2024, into 2025. But as time goes by and as the hardware is created, it comes on down to who are the services and software that's actually going to be able to profit off of it. So We know artificial intelligence is going to be here for a very long time. We know artificial intelligence is the next stage to be able to help companies grow, is going to be the next stage to be able to get ideas and be able to expand in the world and in the markets. So we want to be understanding the different cycles that are going to be coming from artificial intelligence, of the hardware cycle that we just went through. Watch for, again, pullbacks and times to be able to relax for a little bit coming up in the future. And then again, we'll see software start taking on off and growing and growing and growing. So we want to get involved into software next. We don't want to be chasing hardware. People already went chip crazy. Now guess what? They already have the hardware. They already have the chips. They already have these. And now it comes on down to who's going to be the top dog that's going to be able to supply the software to these people who now have chips. That's where PLTR takes over. That's where PLTR comes into play. So understand there's going to be multiple cycles in artificial intelligence. Understand the hardware cycle was just the first crazy phase. Imagine the first crazy phase in Bitcoin. Then again, we have a pullback. We have a little bit of downtime. Then we start getting the next one, software cycle. Then we get a pullback. Then guess what? Then we have the service cycle. So it's the same exact thing in the internet. Internet started on up. We need to realize there are multiple stages of the internet. Getting your name out there, being again a supplier, growing with it, then building applications. So these companies, there's tons of AI companies out there. But you got to understand what they're going to be actually providing in the future. When everyone says, "Oh yeah, I love AI," what they're usually saying is, "I love Nvidia." That's what they like. Nvidia is just a chip supplier though. At some point, guess what? Their chips are great. People bought them. Now again, it's the software. Now it's the service they provide. Nvidia is always going to be in play. Nvidia is always going to be a great company, but you can be able to profit off the news cycles that are going to be coming on off of it. Does that make sense, everyone? Everyone understand, why that's exciting? Everyone understand, again, what we're seeing out of that? That's why I like that so much, because it's, we're trying to, basically take advantage of the next cycle. Now, that's going to be a long-term play. That's going to be a long-term idea. That's going to be a, we don't need to just, we don't need to get in right now at this exact second. It's going to be a long-term thing. Just like, the internet growing. If you bought Amazon in 1999, that's great. But at the same time, to get to where Amazon's at now, it's going to take 20 years, right? So it takes time. This is not a day trade. S&P 500. We came on down to 558.29. I still want to see a little bit lower if we can get that, right? I want to see this thing, be able to fade all the way on down. I want to see weakness all the way on down to its lower marks, lower areas. Keep on fading, keep on dropping. Right now we are just watching the S&P 500, seeing if what this one is going to be doing here next. Guys, S&P 500, we want to see the SPY come crashing all the way back on down. Remember, our entry, go on towards a time frame, go to a 30-minute time frame. 30-minute time frame, make it a large screen, and you can actually connect these dots. Hold on a second. You can connect the dots, be able to get a great understanding on where that dip buy is going to be. The area that we're going to be looking for a dip buy is going to be right here, right underneath the price of 557. Okay, so underneath the price of 557 is where we would like to get the perfect dip buy. It might go to 557 on the dot, it might go to 557.30, might go down to 556.80, but it's going to be somewhere right around 557. If you can get a cost basis right around 557, that would be perfect. Right now, team S&P 500 still again watching this. So I want to answer this one person here. If you guys do have any questions, comments, or concerns, please let me know over in the chat room right now. All right. Reese asked Dek, VOXS is easy to borrow. Stay away from shorts. Yeah, when a stock is, VOXS, when a stock is easy to borrow, it usually just goes on bigger short squeezes. So we can take a look right now. VOXX, the stock, we take a look at it. VOXX, it does say easily accessible to short. VOXS, here's an E right here. Easily accessible for shorting. Now that is good because you could jump it on a short and not have to pay any sort of fee. Isn't that nice? But at the same time, guys, what you need to realize is that when you have VOXS, this play here has a better chance of getting short squeezed. Why? Because now there's more people that are in on this play. If there's more people that are shorting this play because it's easily available to short, I would usually say, hey guys, $5, watch for a rejection. I would usually say, hey guys, $5, watch the stock to be able to fade all the way back on down. But because it has an easily accessible shares to short, because more people can short this play, that usually leads to weaker hands. Which means if this thing breaks $5, I could imagine a squeeze back up towards the 200-day moving average. I would say watch for one rejection right here at $5. Watch for the first rejection at $5. Watch for it to hit and be able to fade back on down. Then if it U-shapes its way back on up, watch for all the shorters to get out. Watch for shorters to get nervous. Watch for shorters to cover their position and then be able to spike on up. So when you have an easily accessible share to short, a lot of times it is appealing because I can short plays without any sort of fees. I can bet that the stock is going to fall, but at the same time, so can everyone else. And then if all of a sudden the stock starts breaking $5, everyone starts running for their lives. Everyone starts getting weaker. Everyone starts saying, oh, man, yeah. So we definitely have to be careful on this. So we are going to continue to keep our eyes peeled, see where this momentum is going to be taking us here next. Nate Trades, as always, buddy, if I am ever cutting in or out for you, you can always, again, use the multiple live streams. So just a little heads on up. We always have 2 live streams rocking and rolling for you guys. So that you guys are all set, ready to go. VOXX, watch this one to be able to break through that $5 mark. See if these things can be able to continue to keep on squeezing. Mr. Dek, what platform are you using? All my platforms, all my scanners, all my brokerage, it's all in the description below. So if you guys, again, want my scanners, if you guys want my broker, if you guys want everything that you see on my screen, what I've gone over, it's all in the description below. Just check that on out. Everything is linked for you guys so that you guys are all set. Right now, VOXX, keeping our eyes peeled. S&P 500. Now also, oh guys, look at the SPY. SPY is starting to push itself on up. Please remember this right now. If you do not make a trade today, that is A-okay. And why is that? Because tomorrow is the biggest day of the week. Tomorrow. Nvidia's earnings. Can we just take a second here, traders, and let's just think about this? Is there anyone in the chat room, is there anyone that's listening right now that is going to say, hey, Dek, I'm jumping in on Nvidia earnings tomorrow? Dek, I'm getting involved in Nvidia earnings tomorrow. Dek, I am again pulling the trigger before Nvidia earnings, going for that breakout. Let's go over the pros, let's go over the cons. Okay, let's do that together. Let's talk about it right now. The pros and cons of Nvidia. The number one stock in the stock market probably the last 2 years straight. Right? We know how crazy this has been. We know how wild this has been. Nvidia has all the attention, has all the eyes, has all the focus. Investors are saying to themselves, what is this company going to do? I'm nervous. I am nervous as an investor. I am scared on this play. And the number one reason on why I'm scared on it is I don't know if it's going to live up to its expectations. We take a look on how crazy this company has been. My favorite thing to do, guys, is go back over to a monthly time frame. Look how crazy this company has been. Over on a monthly time frame, it looks like a low float penny stock. Now, I don't know, I don't care who you are. When you take a look at Nvidia and you see that this chart is from a blue chip company, it definitely has concerns. And its concerns are we in a bubble? We have concerns on, is this credible? We have concerns on how long can this last? When I see this chart, I think to myself, there has to be a pullback at some point. There has to be a good pullback back down to sub $100 to just build some sort of foundation. And this is what a lot of investors and a lot of hedge funds are nervous about buying Nvidia up at 126, 127, because they're saying to themselves, is there going to be a pullback? Is there going to be a crash? I will be the first one to say right now that I think Nvidia, actually I know it's an amazing company. It is. You probably didn't think I was going to say that. You probably thought I was going to say, oh, it's going to come back on down, it's going to crash, it's going to dump. Nvidia is an absolutely incredible company. When you have partnerships with Meta, and you have partnerships with Tesla, and you have partnerships with Microsoft, and you have partnerships with Google. I mean, when you have partnerships with all these blue chip, magnificent 7 S&P 500 companies, you are going to absolutely thrive. But at the same time, you must realize that analysts and traders' expectations will most likely not be reached just because of how good and how great the company has done in its past. We need to think about, different examples of this. Yesterday, I gave an example talking about like a magician. If you saw a magic act, and the magic act was incredible, it was the best magic act you ever seen here before. Just use your imagination. And then you went to go see him again. And even though he was good, maybe it wasn't as good as how incredible he was the first time. Maybe the first time he blew your mind. And the second time it was really good, but I thought it was going to be blowing my mind once again. That's kind of how like Nvidia is, where Nvidia has this insane magic act, where Nvidia has just had quarter after quarter after quarter of 100% gain, 100% gain, 100%, triple digits of return, quarter after quarter after quarter after quarter. And now we're going to be getting an earnings report coming on up. Is it going to be able to survive? Is it going to be able to last? We take a look over on Nvidia right here, and what stands on out, it says Nvidia stock has turned increasingly volatile as investors look for any sign that the large cloud providers are showing a change in appetite for the artificial intelligence processors. Wall Street will be focused on the year-over-year comparison to get more difficult. The chip maker has been the primary beneficiary of the AI boom. So really, what's the toughest thing here, team, is that every single quarter, it is outperforming analyst expectations by more than they could ever imagine. So that's what's set in our mind now. They didn't do it once. They didn't do it twice. They didn't do it 3 times. They have done it 4 times now, where they have exceeded expectations in mind-blowing proportions. So tomorrow, if the expectations are set and they are not mind-blown past it, we could still see a pullback. If expectations are, hey, we expect to see a 100% return, we expect to have 100% revenue, and maybe again it's only 50%. That's still an incredible press release, but I still think the stock's gonna fall. And the stock's gonna fall because it's not mind-blowing. Even though it's great, it's not mind-blowing. And that's what Nvidia has set for itself. Nvidia has set the stage over the past 1 year, over the past 18 months, that it is mind-blowing on earnings, it's mind-blowing on news, it's mind-blowing on partnerships, and that's a very tough standard to keep up. That's a very tough standard to say everything we do is going to blow your mind. Because the moment they have something good and not incredible is the moment that the stock falls. And they've had an incredible rally. But it really comes on down to tomorrow, can they keep it on up? Now, I already showed you this information, which is a little bit scary, which does make us a little bit nervous. We go over towards the insider page here, and we type in Nvidia, and we can see that there are Form 4 filings. Form 4 filings are going to be changes in ownership. So we had changes in ownership on Monday, August 12th, changes in ownership on Thursday, August 8th. Here is July 31st, July 29th, July 25th. Now, what are these changes in ownership? Well, we can open the full article right here, and we could see that this is the CEO and president, Jen Huang, saying, hey, right here, team, our president and CEO, he is either doing what? Acquiring shares or disposing shares. Disposing. Why is the CEO getting rid of so many shares? Okay, well, maybe that's just one. So let's look at the next one. Wait a minute, this is weird. It's the president and CEO again, disposing all of these shares. Okay, well, maybe we're wrong here. Maybe again, maybe that's a fluke. Well, here he is again, and he's disposing more of these shares. Why is he selling 23,000 shares, 34,000 shares, 22,000 shares over the last quarter? Does he know something that we don't as the public? Well, probably he does. He's the CEO. He's the president of Nvidia. Why is this man over the last 2 months selling ridiculous amount of shares? Why is this man, we keep on going back to early July, and this man is still disposing shares. We're talking about 44,000, 55,000 shares, locking in incredible amounts of money. We're going on Tuesday, 723, 19, 18, 17, 15. Is this still him? Is this still him just selling all these shares? President and CEO, more shares he's disposing. What about here? Can we get to someone else maybe? We have at this time, Steven is Mark Stevens. And guess what? He's disposing shares. Can we find anyone who's acquiring shares? Is there any man here that's, maybe acquiring shares at this time? We have AJ Peru. He's disposing. So it's not a good sign when I take a look over on Nvidia and I don't see anyone acquiring shares. It's not a good sign when I don't see anyone buying any shares whatsoever. That's a little nerve-wracking to me. That's making me say, okay, hey, maybe this isn't going to be as good as we thought, or maybe that this is not going to be exceeding expectations. There's only, again, basically two ways that we can think about what's actually going to happen on an earnings report. Chart pattern, chart history, thinking about the past of earnings and getting an idea of what we could be able to see, and looking at insider information. To be able to say, hey, you know what? We have this insider information here. We can see what the earnings have done in the past, and we can think about how our traders going to perceive this. And taking a look over on these plays, it does make me nervous at this time. So Nvidia will be coming out with its earnings report tomorrow. If it's anything less than mind-blowing, it's going to be going on down. And where is it going to go on down towards? Probably down towards around 110, if it's bad. If it's good, I think we see new record highs. Because at the same time, if it's good, there's so many people who think it's going to be negative that this thing could absolutely continue to spike its way on up. Let's continue to keep our eyes peeled on it, and good luck to everyone tomorrow getting ready for Nvidia earnings. So that is definitely going to be a very wild time, guys. Very wild time. Let's see what we get over the next, guys, 10 o'clock right now. What's going on with the SPY? 10 o'clock right now over on the SPY. SMCI got a little pop on up towards getting that 540 mark. We are just waiting and watching. Looking for this next round of momentum. Looking for this next round of hype. So right now, traders, VOXX still watching this, still watching every single move, still watching every single player here. Looking for that first main spike. S&P 500. S&P 500. We'd like to see again this, pull back on down towards that area. I don't know if it's going to happen at this point. Again, the area that we were looking at, the area that we were, focusing on was that 30-minute time frame, and looking for that dip buy and bounce play off that purple line here. That dip buy and bounce play would have been perfect. Bounce play, bounce play, bounce play, bounce play. I don't feel comfortable going on calls until we get that bounce play area. I don't feel comfortable going on calls until we come on down towards 557. So just a little heads on up. If anyone's saying, oh, Dek, jump in on a call contract right now, jump in on this play, it's starting to move itself on up. We don't have that great bounce. The great bounce is this purple line. You can see bounce, 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 bounce. Maybe again, it's going to be when Nvidia has bad earnings, we gap on down towards around 556.75, and that could be an awesome dip buy and bounce play back on up. But that's definitely something that we want to be waiting and watching and focusing on to see what we could be able to get here. Now, Dek, okay, what if we want to do a put contract? Put contracts are going to be up towards around the price of 561.50. So we would wait until at least 561.50 for a possible put contract if you want to connect the dots on this downtrend. So I will say right now, you are either entering on calls back on down towards around 557, or you're going to be waiting for put contracts up towards around the price of 561.50. For you to jump in at the price of 560 and say, ooh, I hope it does what I want, you're gambling. You are gambling if you jump in at the price of 560 and you hope it does what you want. You are gambling saying, oh yeah, I'm going to jump in at 560 and maybe again it's going to do, maybe it'll keep going up higher. Right? That's not the right way to be able to trade. Wait for, again, 561.50, do a put contract. Wait for a drop on down towards around 558, do a call contract. VOXX, we are still watching this one. ENSC starting to fade itself back on down. Now, VOXX traders, there are a lot of people that are going to be shorting at $5. What you are going to want to be focusing on is if you can get a short squeeze breaking that $5 mark. Short squeeze breaking $5. But man, I am so excited, traders, to see what's coming on up. We only have how many more days? We have, little side note, traders, for anyone who does not know, we have the rest of this week, but then we actually do have off on Monday. For anyone who does, and you might say, Dek, why do we have off on Monday? It's Labor Day weekend. So, Labor Day weekend, we do have off the coming on up Monday the 2nd, I believe, right? And then after that, traders, we are officially into fall. And let me just double check that real quick. New York Stock Exchange holidays here. We do have, yep, Monday, September 2nd. So for anyone who does not know, you actually have a 3-day weekend coming on up. So it's Monday, September 2nd, Labor Day 2024. You guys do have off on Monday. So you guys do have a 3-day weekend coming on up. That's going to be basically the last little vacation until we get to the holidays. So just a heads on up, traders, this is the last vacation until you guys get to Thanksgiving and until we get to Christmas. Now, when we get to Thanksgiving and Christmas, there's going to be a lot. You know, we got Thanksgiving, we got Christmas, we got New Year's, we got Martin Luther King Day. It's kind of like bang, 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 tons of like little vacations here and there. But the thing is, traders, after again this weekend, it is grind time. After this weekend, it is again fall trading time. After again this upcoming weekend, what comes on up? Fall trading. Everyone stick with me right here. You guys ready for this? After this weekend, we're going to have fall trading. Fall trading is where we get a lot of volatility. For anyone who does not know and say, why do we get so much volatility? Well, traders, the weather starts turning. The weather starts getting a little bit more cold. People are now inside. More people that are inside, the more people are trading, the more volatility in the market. The more volatility in the market, the more excitement, the more hype, the more, again, movement. Summertime, people are outside. People are hanging out with their kids. People are going on vacation. Summertime is known to be the slowest time of the year. Fall and winter is known to be the hottest time of the year. We usually see, on average, the market have its biggest and explosive gains in October, November, and December. Those are the biggest 3 months. So, you guys better get ready for that. Now, on top of that, traders, what else do we have? Small account challenge. the biggest event every single year, the event that people absolutely love to be able to watch, where I go back on down to a small account and be able to grow it back on up. Now, the thing is, team, I'm going to be straight up with you. I need some redemption. I've been able to, again, turn a small account from 2,000 to 20,000. I've done 4,000 to 76,000. I was able to do 5,000 to 50,000. But last year, if you guys joined the small account challenge, I didn't accomplish it. I didn't accomplish my goal. I didn't accomplish what I wanted to do. So I'm back with some fire this year. Because again, growing a small account's not easy. And it's going to be very difficult to have a 100% success rate. But I was having a great success rate. But last year, I did not achieve my goal. Just being transparent. So this year, guys, I can't let that happen again. I can't let the haters talk it on up. I can't let people, again, think that's not happening. So we are going to be getting involved in that at the end of September. That is going to be huge. Probably, again, $5,000, looking to be able to grow it all the way on up to, who knows, 70,000 would be the goal. Let's, again, keep this party going. Also, what's coming on up big this year, which is going to make the markets go crazy? Politics, presidential election. Things are going to be getting broken. It's going to get wild there. And then on top of that, guys, what comes on up in, later in the year? The Jets, the New York Jets, win the Super Bowl. That's going to be big this year. So we got so many things, guys. We got small account challenge. We got politics. We got presidential elections. We got the hot end of the year. The New York Jets are winning the Super Bowl finally. We got a lot of things coming on up. It is going to be fun. It is going to be exciting. Man, football starts next week. Are you kidding me? Let's do it. Let's go here, baby. Let's get excited here. Guys, VOXX starting to get a little bit of that break of $5. Let's see if that thing can go on a short squeeze. Just want to see where the S&P 500's at. S&P 500 sitting there. VOXX. This is what I'm talking about, where all of a sudden you have too many shares that are easily accessible for shorting, and people start squeezing this play on up. Keep this on high watch, high alert. Give me 2 seconds here, team. Traders, we are keeping our eyes peeled right now, seeing where this momentum's going to take us. VOXX still trying to get a little bit of that short squeeze. We want to see if this is going to be able to pick up some fire. Want to see if this is going to get a little bit more hotter, get a little bit more attention, see if this is going to be able to get a little bit more momentum. If you guys did jump in on calls or even shares at $5, you guys could definitely get an awesome squeeze. 80XN here. You know what I think about sometimes, guys? And maybe someone has the answer, because I honestly don't have the answer. So, I just want to, while it's a little bit slow, I want to kind of think about this. So we all know Roaring Kitty, right? Roaring Kitty was the guy who invested in GameStop. And he invested in GameStop when? Like a very long time ago. Let's go back over to let's just go back over to a monthly time frame. So he bought in on GameStop back in, I believe it was 2019. And he bought in about $50,000 worth in 2019. Then 2020 started picking up a little steam. 2021 is where things started going crazy, right? So he jumped in on GameStop about 1.5 to 2 years early. And he jumped in with $50,000. Now the profit that he made was about $45 million. How did he turn with $50,000? How did he again jump in about 2 years early and turn $50,000 into $45 million? Now, shares wouldn't do that. Because if he jumped in with shares, it wouldn't produce 45 million. So if he jumped in with options, then he could again produce that much. But I just wonder, like, how far out, what was his exact, I would say, like, his exact option contract? Like, for instance, if we wanted to, I'm just thinking about any random play right now. Let's just go back to the GameStop, okay? We think GameStop is going to go back up to $100 at some point. What would be a similar contract with $50,000 that, you know, we could do? I mean, is it just we do a contract from January 16, 2026? Or like, do we just go out this far? And then on GameStop, we just say to ourselves, hey, we believe it. We're going to do contracts that are all the way up towards the price of $75 out of the money. Like, how expensive are these? How expensive are contracts that are 2 years away? How expensive are contracts that are saying, hey, we believe it's going to go to $75 over the next 2 years? I mean, these are, I guess that's what you do. You know, it's dirt cheap contracts. They're buying power requirements, $345. That means they're less than $345. So is it, even though we have 2 years for it to happen, is it just the fact that it's just so outlandish that there's still very cheap contracts? For instance, let's think about this. Let's go over to like PLTR, my favorite company. PLTR, my favorite company, where I think PLTR is going to be an absolutely insane company over the next, you know, few years here. Can we go over towards something even deeper? This is allowing us to go to December 18th, 2026, which is almost about 3 years away. 3 years away, PLTR, December 18th, 2026. So that would not be again this upcoming December. Upcoming December is 2024. Wouldn't be again the next December. That would be again 2025. And again, the following December, that would be. So it's still about, you know, 3 years, 2.5 years away right there. So if we want to do PLTR, we believe that PLTR is going to get past the price of $47. That's all it's allowing us to go to. $47 in, again, the next 2 years. How much would, again, let's just go with, you know, 10 contracts. Would this be something that's ridiculous? 10 contracts, $6,500. That's not even, you know, again, a crazy amount. So it's giving us 2 years to surpass $47. 2.5, 3 years. I mean, I was thinking about that the other night. What is if you have, again, X amount of money, $25,000, and you invest it? How are, again, people making $45 million on a $50,000 investment? Because they're not buying shares. They have to be buying some sort of contracts. So if you guys know, I would love to just kind of have an open little discussion. Zach Hopper says, pretty sure he had shares the first time. His cost basis was like $1.50. The second time he did some option contracts. One Shot Fodge says in 2021 he was buying like $15,000 worth of calls each month for about 12 months. So first time around he had calls. Started with around 110,000. So again, you guys are saying he had calls. How far out was his expiration date? That's what I'm curious. Because if you, again, are buying $110,000 worth of calls, how far out are you giving yourself? How far out are you saying, hey, this $110,000 could expire and turn into absolutely nothing? It could expire and turn into absolutely nothing at some point. So how far out? Are you just going the max, 2026, 2027, saying, hey, I'm giving myself 2.5, 3 years to be able to make some money? So we want to see what we have here. Mr. X over on YouTube says, Dek, I think you're an extremely underrated day trader / streamer. First time viewing your channel. I just subscribed. Keep up the great content. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I appreciate that. No, that's what I was thinking. You know, One Shot Fodge says 1 through 12 months, about half expired, worthless, and Wall Street Bets was ridiculing him each month. So basically, again, he had a 12-month contract, just kept adding. He lost about half of it, and the other half led to, again, $45 million. So over 12 months, contracts are called leaps. Thank you again, Zach Hopper. here in Ready said, what would the Greeks look like on that options? That's what I'm curious about. Because traders, I'll be honest with you. I've never done an option contract that was a leap. That was, 2.5 years away. So that's what I'm curious about. If I did an option contract that was 2.5 years away and I was extremely far out of the money, what would my time decay look like? What would my time decay look like? What would how quickly would those contracts deteriorate? Would they actually hold their value for the first 2 years and then maybe the last 6 months start getting ugly? So someone just posted this link here that basically gives an entire idea. He saw his YOLO investment. He met criticism. As time went on, some users posted that they would be joining him on investing in GameStop. In June of 2019, he invested roughly $53,000 into GameStop on a stock and far dated long options. He made a post on Wall Street Bets. Is this the post? Hey, Burry, thanks a lot for jacking up my cost basis 5 years ago. So what is this? This was his. Okay. So guys, we got the answer. So the answer was he did contracts in 2019 for January 15th, 2021. So he did 2 years out. 2 years out contracts. GameStop, 2 years out, $8 call contracts. So he had $8 call contracts. And then again, this was able to produce a lot of his profits. Making $12,500 a day. Total gain, $46,000. So he did, that just answers the question. 2 years out is what he did. Interesting. Zach Hopper says, Dek, theta does not ramp up until the last 10% of the contract term. Awesome information, Zach. Thank you so much. So awesome information. Only the last 10% of the contract term. So if you buy, again, a contract 10 months away, making your life simple, guys, guess what? It would be the final month is when time decay really starts taking over. Is when time decay starts getting that strong exposure. When time decay starts really, again, stepping on up. Justin D says, Dek, ASTS, the rocket stock, and again, PLTR might make a pile of money. I know. I mean, it's definitely tempting. You take a look over on ASTS, guys. ASTS, the space stock, rockets. This is where a Wall Street Bets is right now. So for anyone who does not know, rockets, space exploration, space and satellites, that's where Wall Street Bets is at this moment. So for anyone that's saying, Dek, it's not GameStop anymore, where's all the hype? The hype is on anything that has to do with space, satellites, space exploration, sending things into space, rockets. So the big ones at this moment are ASTS. That has a lot of hype. Big one at this moment is RKLB. That has a lot of hype. Big one at this moment is, again, RDW. That has some hype. These are all the plays that have to do with rocketing, engineer, the satellites. Those are the ones that Wall Street Bets are trying to take over at this time. Right now, traders, we are continuing to keep our eyes peeled on all of these moves, all of these plays. Guys, ADXN starting to come back on down. Could not again get up to $14. VOXX trying to hold that $5 breakout. So far, again, I feel like the market's been a little bit quiet. And I feel like the market's just been so quiet because what? Everyone's just still gearing up for Nvidia earnings. That's all it is. Everyone's gearing up for Nvidia earnings. And once Nvidia earnings come on out, people will feel confident again to start trading. Because right now at this moment, there's the unknown. And what's happening in the unknown? I don't know what's going to happen next. I don't know what Nvidia is going to come on out with. I don't know if the market's about to dump and pull on back. I don't know if we're going to be able to find some sort of bottom. I don't know if we're going to spike up towards new highs. People are waiting for Nvidia to get the earnings to come on out, for people to get excited, to be able to say to themselves, hey, you know what? This is, when we're going to start getting a lot more attention. This is when we're going to start getting that the next, a leg. So I do want you guys to just be on top of that and be aware of it. Eric, refreshing to see someone trading live, not just screenshots of a P&L. Absolutely. That's what I stand on. That's, one of the biggest things. I will always, again, trade live in front of you. I'm not going to hide behind a screen. I'm not going to, again, hide my P&L. I'm not going to, again, just post a big P&L at the end of the day that's not even real and say, oh, look how much money I made. Right? That's not the way we do things around here. The way we do things around here is, again, explaining it all. The way we do things around here is, again, showing you entries, showing you exits, giving you credible reasons, showing you wins or losses, having you learn, getting it, all the information you need. Boom, 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 baby. Get pumped. Get excited. Get ready. Right now, traders, the S&P 500 starting to get a little bit of a squeeze on up. S&P 500 starting to get a little bit of the squeeze on up. S&P 500 trying to get a little bit of action. Justin D. Deck, I need to have a conversation with you about getting a lifetime subscription. Hey, I got you, buddy. All you got to do is, again, send me a DM, send me an email. I'll hook you up. I know how hard you're working. I know, again, you're here. You're trying to get things, make it happen. I'm here to help you, bud. Absolutely. Let's get to work. SMCI kissing 550 at this time. SMCI at this moment, little bit of a pop on up. Now, I know SMCI has been getting absolutely crushed. This is what people are scared of on, again, Nvidia. And this is the fear that people have on Nvidia. Team, could SMCI be the future of what Nvidia has? Is it scary to take a look over on SMCI and say, wow, the stock went from $92 and shot all the way up towards, again, $1,200? And then we take a look over on Nvidia and say, oh, what? Hold on a second. We don't have the big pullback yet. This play obviously did something very similar. This play went absolutely crazy. This play went absolutely wild. And then guess what happened, guys? We had, again, a little pullback. We had a little, and then, massive move, massive rip, massive run. So I definitely want you guys to realize, I definitely want you guys to see, I definitely want you guys to be aware that when stocks do go crazy, usually a big pullback follows it. Just like, again, SMCI here. We went crazy, a big pullback is going to follow it. Now, SMCI getting, again, entries at around 500 is insane. Getting entries near, again, these absolute bottoms is incredible. Getting entries, again, near these bottom dips, 500, 480, these are absolutely awesome opportunities to be able to get filled on these plays. I like SMCI, but I will say right now, team, if Nvidia has bad earnings, coming on up, what do you think is going to be happening? If Nvidia has bad earnings, SMCI is going to go probably back on down underneath 500. So make sure that you guys are understanding of that. That SMCI team, this was a company for years upon years upon years upon years upon years upon years upon years, did nothing. And then the AI, hype started taking on over. Things went absolutely insane. So it really all comes on down to tomorrow. It all comes on down to tomorrow, traders. I know, again, we want to trade now. I know we want to get involved right now. I know we want to make money right now. I know, again, we want to make profits right now. But it does come on down to tomorrow. It does come on down to this hype and this momentum and this action. It does come on down to, you know, seeing what's going to be happening here. NSC. Right now, traders, we are all set, ready to go. Right now, we are keeping our eyes peeled. If you guys do have any questions, comments, concerns, please let me know. I am, again, at this time, really just sitting back. Really, just right now at this time, team, you know, there's nothing that I want to put myself involved in over on the S&P 500 at this exact moment. Now, we do know if we ever got to pop on up towards, again, 561.50, we will pull the trigger on probably a quick little put contract. Now, Dek, why are we doing that? Remember, 30-minute time frame. Take a look here, team. If we do get a little bit of a pop up towards around 561.50, we probably will again pull the trigger for a quick little put contract, see if this thing can fade on down. You can see spike, drop, spike, drop, spike. Watch to see if that thing can be able to get a fade back on down. So you do have the S&P 500 at this moment, where we have our fair share of quick little spikes and quick little drops. I think we could get up towards around 561.55-ish or so. Start seeing a reversal back on down. Would anyone be open for a quick little put contract scalp? Anyone be open for a little scalping contract? We know, again, we're not going to see anything too crazy today because, again, Nvidia is going to have all the hype tomorrow. But we have top right here, and then, of course, top right here. If we are going to make money today, it's most likely going to have to be a quick scalp and nailing the S&P 500 reversal. It's most likely going to have to be quick in and out, nailing the S&P 500 reversal area. So right now, traders, we are all set, ready to go here. There's that 561. We just want to see 561.50. Dek, would you jump in on it? Hey, I'm going to look for a trade here. I want to get paid for my time. I want to get paid for my efforts. So let's see if we can have SPX at this time. Put contracts at this moment. We have put contracts starting to move over on SPX. We look for, again, 5,620 put side market orders, 2 contracts at a time. Market is trying to get a little bit of a climb, 561.50. We do know we're going to have some sort of resistance. See if this thing can be able to start fading back on down just a little bit more. So far at this moment, traders, I know that the S&P 500 has top resistance, has top resistance, has top resistance. I know that this downtrend at this time is going to be our main area of resistance, going to be our main area of trouble. I'm going to just wait until it gets a little bit higher than what I think. I get a little bit higher and then start seeing a drop right back on down here. So I am not in at this time, but I am going to look for a quick little put contract entry and get myself, again, you know, possibly a little bit of money on this day. There's probably only going to be 1 or 2 opportunities to really make cash today. That's it. There's probably only going to be 1, 2, maybe 3 opportunities to make cash. All I'm looking for is a little reversal area. I'm looking to be able to see if this can be able to pop itself on up and be able to reverse right back on down. We got up towards the high of the day of 561.41 so far, and wanting to see if this downtrend is going to be that main support line. I want to see 561.50 was my goal. 561.50 was going to be my main goal. 561.50 was where I was going to jump in on my first contracts and see if we can get weaker. Right now, we are having trouble already at 561.41, already forming a little bit of an upper shadow, and we are going to see if we are going to fade all the way back on down to 561. So watching both of these here. Looking to see if I can get a little bit of cash today. Give me a little bit of a pop. Where's some strong resistance? Let's say again, this does get a little pop on up. 561.71. Is that some strong resistance going across the board? 561.70. That would probably be the smartest area to wait for. A little bit of a pop and see if we get some, get a little bit of a fade. So I'd like to see if this thing could just be able to get a little bit of momentum towards the upside. Break through, get some entries. Let's just get paid on a quick scalp. Now, when I say scalp, guys, I mean we are going to take profits when we have it. A scalp is going to be we are going to get in and get out. When we're up 200, take 200. When you're up 500, take 500. When you're up 1,000, you take 1,000. We realize that tomorrow is the Nvidia earnings. Tomorrow afternoon is when things will go wild. We know today is going to be a little bit trickier. We know today is going to be a little bit tougher. We know today we cannot be greedy. We must take profits when we have them. That's what today's all about. We got, again, the biggest earnings in the entire earnings season happening tomorrow. So today is the day that when we're up in the green, let's take profits and walk away a winner. Does that sound like a fair plan? Does that sound like a good idea? Yeah, Dek, hey, I showed up today. I woke up early. I want to get paid for my efforts. I like it. I'm the same exact way. If I've been sitting here for the past hour, I want to get paid for it. So let's make sure we do that together. Let's see if this thing can get a little pop on up towards around that orange line where we want to get filled. See this one start getting weaker and start fading back on down. We do put contracts on August 28th outside of the money. And see this one, start, getting a little bit of a fade and drop back on down. We want to see a little bit of a pop on up towards around that 561.80 mark. Be able to pull the trigger. Right now, team, we are still keeping our eyes peeled on this. Reese, for PLTR to go from 31 to 25, that's a 20% decline. Do you think that could still happen or look for a smaller pullback? Again, I posted that last night. Of course, I still think that could happen. I'm not saying it's going to do a 20% pullback in one day, but what if it does a 1% pullback over the next 20 days? Right? So again, PLTR has already been up so big. I mean, take a look at this. Go to PLTR stock. PLTR stock. Take a look at what it's done year to date. Year to date, it's up 87%. Over the past 1 year, it's up 112%. Right? Over the past 5 years, it's up 237%. Can't fall 20%? Can't fall 15%? Of course it can. Right? If you climb 87% year to date, if you climb 112%, if you climb again 237%, you can get again a 15-20% pullback. You just got to be patient enough to wait for it. Especially, right, traders, if we know that tomorrow, Nvidia, if it does not come out with good earnings. There's bad earnings tomorrow. Yikes-a-roni. Traders, we are starting to get a little bit more weakness right now over on S&P 500. S&P 500 came on up to 561.45, starting to fade back on down here slightly. Fade back on down here slightly at this time. Right now, we're still seeing the SPY hold itself on up. We're just trying to get that one good trade here today, team. Get ourselves, again, standing on up. Get ourselves in the green. Now, if you're saying it now, there might be someone here as well that's saying, hey, Dek, and I'm going to ask you right now, is there anyone here right now at this moment that maybe feels like they're gambling if we jump in? Is there anyone here at this moment that says, we know tomorrow's the crazy day. Maybe, again, I don't want to waste my money today. Maybe I don't even want to put myself in a position when I know tomorrow's the crazy day, where I know tomorrow's the day that everyone's looking at. I know tomorrow's the... It would almost be like let's think about an example that some people can relate to. Let's this one is a little childish example, but I have some friends that are like this. Okay? You imagine we go on vacation. We go on vacation and we know that Friday, Saturday, Sunday is going to be the time that we want to be energetic, alive, and having fun. But sometimes people show up on Wednesday and they get a little too excited on Wednesday. They say, yeah, we're on vacation. And guess what happens? Maybe again, they drink a little bit too much and they end up being sick and they end up missing out on Thursday, Friday, Saturday because they went too hard on a Wednesday when no one was even there. So what does that kind of relate to? Maybe again, we know that tomorrow is our Friday and Saturday. Tomorrow is the fun time. Tomorrow is again the time that we want to get crazy and get wild and be able to enjoy it and make a memory and be able to have fun. But if we go crazy today on a Tuesday, we could possibly not have that much fun tomorrow because we don't have any money, because we can't get involved in any place, because we're underneath the PDT rule and we can't, jump in on anything because we're not allowed, because we blew up our account. Because again, our mindset and mentality is not right. So sometimes we want to stay patient to have a better time in the future. Sometimes we want to stay patient so again, we can do everything coming on up here. So we are still sitting right around that 561 area, team. We know that downtrend area. We're still watching for just a quick little pop. Just watching for a quick little pop, still watching for a quick little move towards the upside. Right now, team, we do have the S&P 500 still going for a little bit of that squeeze. Watch for this thing to try to squeeze itself on up. I'm just trying to look for some scalps right here. We haven't missed anything. Dek, did we miss any play today? You guys tell me. Did we miss VOXX? It had a little pop above $5, came right back underneath $5, basically moving sideways. Dek, did we miss ENSC? You guys tell me. Did we miss ENSC, a stock that's been falling all day? Dek, did we miss ADXN? ADXN, a stock that's been, again, a red candle the entire day. Dek, did we miss, again, SMFL? SMFL, a stock that's just been moving sideways this entire time. So, have we missed any play today? We haven't missed SMFL. We haven't missed ADXN. We haven't missed, again, VOXX. All these plays right here, ENSC, all these plays have just been fading and falling. Everyone, team, is really just getting prepared for Nvidia earnings tomorrow. And that is exactly, of course, what we have been talking about this entire time. Basically just saying, what are you waiting for? Why is the S&P 500 not spiking? Well, because again, we know there's going to be chop until Nvidia's earnings. So in the simplest terms, we know that, understand that the SPY will most likely consolidate after finding its bottom. If you're looking for a dip buy, look to enter in the low 558 area for a bounce play back above 561. What happened today? Look for an entry in the low 558 area, back up to an entry at 561. This was a pretty good breakdown over on Fox Runner. Shout out to, again, Fox Runner here. So we are, again, keeping our eyes peeled here. So traders, we still have a little bit of hype here. Still have this momentum. Reestack, do you recall on which day of the summer bootcamp you went over the mid-candle breakout pattern? I'm going to rewatch it. I believe that was the second day. So the second day of the summer 2024. Summer 2024, that would be day 2. I went over all that information. But as always, guys, you can always head on over to the video library. Head on over to the video library. Click the 2023 bootcamp. Scroll on down. We do have bootcamp lessons right here where we go over towards where exactly is it? Breakout chart setups. I'm looking for breakout chart setups right here. So if you ever want to get a little bit more information, you can check this on out. Breakout chart setups. Make sure you become a better trader, growing every single day. Right now, team, we still have the S&P 500. Watching to see a little bit of a pop and squeeze. Guys, S&P 500, we're still waiting for a little bit of this pop and squeeze on up. I plan on doing one trade today. One trade today on a put contract for reversal as the S&P 500 comes on up towards around 561.85, 561.90. So I'm looking for one pop, one move, a good opportunity here. Take again on a scalp trade. Take $300 to $500 and be a happy camper. That's all I want today. I don't want to get too crazy. I don't want to put myself in the red. I just want to realize again, give myself an opportunity to be able to come out on top, take profits when you have them. Again, a scalp is quick. A scalp is, again, making money and locking it in. A scalp will not be, again, hold all day. A scalp is, again, all about just taking those gains. We are sitting right next to the highs of the day. Just tested the high of the day. Still holding on up, though. Cookies and coffee are the new bootcamp video lessons going to be uploaded to the video library. They're only, again, people who paid for the bootcamp are getting them. So again, nope, the video library is not getting the new 2024 bootcamp because, again, that was a paid bootcamp. So I'm not going to give that away for free. So only the people that, again, are 6-month, 12-month lifetime members who paid for, again, the brand new bootcamp are getting access to all those links. So that, again, that was a paid bootcamp this year. You had to, again, sign up for it. If you didn't sign up for it, unfortunately, you will not be getting access to it. Now, if you want to, little heads on up, as I always say, if you would like to, again, jump on over and get yourself a 6-month, 12-month, or lifetime membership, we will, again, send you all the previous recordings. So you have all the previous recordings if you head on over here. Now, you can still head on over, go to the annual membership, click buy now, and you can also still type in the word bootcamp and still get 10% off if you're interested. So if you guys are interested, you can still come on over, click bootcamp, and get yourself all set, ready to go. Right now, traders, we are still keeping our eyes peeled, watching, waiting, staying alert. SPY here, traders. Give us a little bit of love. Give us a little bit of action. Give us a little bit of activity. S&P 500 still on this uptrend. I'm looking for a squeeze on up to get myself a little bit of a, giving myself an opportunity to be able to fade back on down. Right now, S&P 500 still staying alert here. S&P 500, we are watching this one closely. We have 11 o'clock coming on up. 11 o'clock right around the corner. Cookies and coffee, don't worry. Again, we have all the videos. We are going to put them into a non-YouTube link and be able to send them out to you. So if you can't watch again a previous lesson for some reason or another, don't worry, we have them all. We are going to again, put them in like some giant folder for you and email it out to you. So again, if you are trying to watch a previous boot camp, don't worry, we will get you covered. AK-47 over at the vet clinic right now, making sure again his pups are doing well. So AK probably not streaming too much today, just because he's on doggy dad duty for a little bit. Right now, the S&P 500 still trying to hold on up here just slightly. The S&P 500 saying, hey, can we be able to get a move towards the upside? Put on indicator. Where's the VWAP at? VWAP indicator back on down towards the price of 559.88 right now. 559.88 at this time. I'm basically debating in my mind right now. Dek, are you trading just because you're live streaming today? Ask yourself that serious question. Are you jumping into a trade? Are you putting yourself in a position? Are you saying to yourself you are about to jump into a trade just because you're live streaming at this moment? If you weren't live streaming, would you put yourself in a trade right now? If you weren't live streaming, what would you be saying as a trader? If you didn't have, again, hundreds of people watching you at this moment, would you still be doing the same exact thing? That's, again, something I always like to ask myself, because sometimes I do get carried away where I know you guys are here because you want to watch me trade. You guys are here because you want to make money, and sometimes I feel like I have the obligation to trade, to go ahead and be able to try to make you money. But sometimes that backfires because I try to trade and try to put myself in a position and just we end up losing because we're forcing, because we're not putting ourselves in good plays. We're not putting ourselves in good opportunities. So we do need to be careful with that manner, guys, right? We got to still be able to have discipline and understand. And it's not like, again, the conditions are prime at any moment. It's not like, again, every single person saying, man, we're missing out on everything, right? We are just doing everything that we need to at this exact moment. S&P 500, if it spikes back on up towards 561.50, I will say this, guys, if the S&P 500 spikes on up towards, again, that 561.50 mark and then falls back on down, it will be showing weakness. I mean, even right now, it's starting to show some weakness. Starting to definitely, again, get a little bit weaker, has room to fall back on down to that 561-ish mark. We can definitely see some things are getting slightly uglier here. We can definitely see we could fall back on down a little bit lower. Guys, I might just do a quick little scalp here. Quick little scalp. See this thing fade. At this point, it looks like we're going to come on down at least this orange line. So I'm thinking about just like little scalps here. Pull the trigger, get filled, and see if we can get some weakness. So I'm still getting prepared for, again, some scalp trades. I'm still getting prepared to see if we can get some, dropping. I want to see what's going to happen. We might get one more touch back on up towards around this top. One more touch back up towards on the top. Are we going to squeeze? Are we going to pop? Are we going to get this move? Or is the rejection right around the corner as we fall back on down towards the low 560s? Here comes a new high of the day. Just came on up to 561.50. Here we go. Starting to get a little bit of a squeeze. Here we go. Little bit of a squeeze on up right now, traders. $561.56 so far. Starting to get a little bit of weakness here still. That just be that upper shadow area before we start turning and reversing. You know, 561.50 is definitely some strong resistance. Came on up to 561.56 there for a second. Are we going to be able to hold? Are we going to reverse? I just really want to get paid for my efforts of being here. Getting paid $400, $500, $600. That's what I'm looking for. We're sitting right at resistance underneath this trend line at this time. Guys, things are getting weaker now. Things are definitely starting to get a little bit weaker. We cannot get above and stay above that 561.50 mark so far. So we have not been able to get above and stay above that 561.50 mark so far, have we? No. So we are still watching this one. If we want to look for a little bit of a scalp play, we definitely could. As I said, you're basically jumping in, looking for that weakness and that fade back on down towards that low 561 mark. It does look like it's going to start dropping here, team. It does look like it's going to fade on down towards, it looks like it's going to fade back on down towards, again, 560.90. I don't think you're going to get a dump, but you're probably going to come back on down towards, again, 560.90 and then possibly get a little bit of a dip buy from there if you guys want to. Traders, I'm just going to be straight up with you right here. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to be completely transparent with you. I feel like right now I'm forcing a trade to just try to make $1. And I don't think it's the right thing to do. I don't think it's the right way to trade. I don't think it's the right way to be putting myself in positions. I don't think it's the right way for me to, again, jump in on something and just hope for the best. So, team, I don't want to do it. I know, again, that might disappoint some of you guys, but it's just more coming on down to the pure fact that I want to do things the right way. I want to, again, be a smart trader. I want to say to you guys, hey, let's do things, again, smart. Let's do things right. Let's make sure, again, we're using our, let's make sure that we're trading with discipline. We know what's coming up in the future. We have an idea, and we can see that, again, traders are all on the same page. I feel like us, again, jumping in on plays, we might as well just go to a casino and play red or black. We might as well just go play roulette. It's just not super hot right now. And it's not me just saying that. You can see that in the market. You can see how the SPY is really not doing too much. You can see how VOXX is just moving sideways. You can see how ENSC has been dumping all day. You can see how ADXN has been dumping all day. So far, today is not a day that we want to go ahead and pull the trigger. We have all the information we have. We have the best scanners in the world. We have the best watch list in the world. We have, again, the best trading community in the world. We're not missing anything. There's nothing here that, again, people are saying, oh man, I can't believe we haven't pulled the trigger. Let's just be smarter than that. Let's just, again, be picky and choosy. Let's make sure, again, when we pull the trigger, let's do things right. As a mentor, you guys want to know how to gain confidence. You want to know how to gain education, but I also want to teach you how to gain discipline. And I think today's a perfect day to be able to show discipline. So with that being stated, team, we are, again, going to be sitting back, staying smart. I'm going to jump off the mic here. And, you know, I just want to let everyone know, of course, what I have going on at this time. All right? But, guys, as always, I love you. I love working with you. I love, again, showing off this stuff. I love, again, teaching you. And I get so fired on up every single day being here, part of this community, part of this chat room, being able to work with you guys. It does not get any better than this. But please, 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 please understand the market conditions. Please, 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 please use your head. And let's see, of course, what happens throughout this day as we get closer to Nvidia earnings tomorrow. Now, think about Nvidia earnings. What you want to do, what you're expecting. If you want to do a call, if you want to do a put, if you want to sit on back, if you want to, again, you know, get that next trade. We want to, again, put ourselves in the right move and make sure that we like that. All right. Traders, ladies and gentlemen, as always, I just want to say thank you so much for everyone who has joined us on this morning. Thank you so much for everyone who's been part of this absolutely amazing team. You guys are fantastic. You guys are amazing. I love being here with you, and help me wrap this thing on up as always. Ladies and gentlemen, I love you, team. Have a good one. Help me wrap it on up in the matter of 3, 2, 1. Tomorrow is one of the biggest days out there. Nvidia earnings. You guys better get ready to rock and roll. Nvidia earnings is gonna get crazy, guys. Nvidia earnings, it's game time.
Niggas won't do it, we can do it on the turf, nigga. Oh Lord, I'm the rookie in the vet. Shout out
out to the bitches.
Did you make money today? Did you make a profit today? Did you come out on top today? I'm the Batman.
I got this question the other day. Why are you successful?
So I ball so hard, motherfucker.
$1,000 profit today.
First niggas gotta find me.
$700.
50 grand to a motherfucker like me. Can you please remind me? Ball so hard, this shit crazy.
$1,000.
Y'all know that don't shit phase. And as we go,
Lock it on up.
too when I look at you like this shit gravy. Ball so hard, this shit weird. We ain't even pro be here. Ball so hard since we here. It's only right that we be fair.
Who's ready for $1 million a year?
You should be asking how to be successful.
Jackson, Tyson, Jordan, Game 6.
Oh Lord, got a whole lot to show for it. I mean, we could really get it, we could go for it. I'm just here for the bucks.